The next question is question number 33. In this question, an R-stable multivibrator circuit is given with op-amp configuration. We have to find out what property of the output voltage depend upon R2, whether it is related with the frequency or amplitude or both of them or neither of them. We will try to find out. In the R-stable multivibrator, the op-amp will always act as a comparator, hence the output voltage will always switch between plus V sat to minus V sat. So if we take this non-inverting voltage as V plus and the inverting voltage as V minus, then the V plus voltage will be always equal to V0t into R4 divided by R3 plus R4. As I said, the output voltage is always switching between plus V sat to minus V sat. Let us assume at a particular time the output voltage is at plus V sat. In that particular case, the V plus voltage will be equal to V sat into R4 by R3 plus R4. Let us say that voltage is V beta. Now as the output voltage is plus V sat, so through this resistor R1 and R2, this capacitor will also try to get charge, and this charging will continue till the V minus voltage is less than V beta value. Once the charging voltage exceeds the V beta value, then the output voltage will switch to minus V sat. So as I said, the capacitor will get charged via R1 and R2 resistor, and when the voltage Vc just exceeds the V beta value, in that case, as the op-amp is acting as a comparator, the output voltage will switch to minus V sat. Once the output voltage switch to minus V sat, in that case the V plus voltage will become minus V beta, and during that time, as the output voltage is minus V sat, the capacitor will try to discharge, and the discharge will continue till the capacitor voltage is reaching just about minus Vv. During this point, as the output voltage is minus V sat, the capacitor voltage will try to discharge towards minus V sat, and once the capacitor voltage becomes just less than minus V beta, then the output voltage again switch to plus V sat, and again the cycle will continue. If we draw the voltage across the capacitor, then it will be switching between plus V beta and minus V beta. Suppose the voltage is initially at minus V beta, then it will try to charge towards plus V sat, but once it reaches plus V beta value, it will again starts to discharge towards minus V sat, but after reaching minus V beta value, it will again starts the charging process. So like this way it will swing between minus V beta value to plus V beta value. Suppose at time t equal to 0, the output voltage is equal to plus V sat, and the capacitor voltage Vc0 is equal to minus V beta. That is, suppose at this is equal to time t equal to 0. At that time, the capacitor voltage is at minus V beta value. Then the capacitor will try to charge towards plus V sat. So the final value it tries to achieve is plus V sat. So the final value will be plus V sat value, and if we write the capacitor voltage, then Vct will be equal to the final value, that is V sat minus within bracket final value plus V sat minus, that is the initial voltage is at minus V beta, so minus will be plus V beta e to the power minus t by R1 plus R2 C. Why R1 plus R2? Because as the capacitor will be charging through the R1 and R2 and both are in series, so it will be R1 plus R2. At time t equal to Tc, the capacitor voltage will reach plus V beta value. At that time, it will again try to discharge. So at time t equal to Tc, the capacitor voltage Vc of Tc is equal to plus V beta value. If we substitute this value here, we will get the corresponding time as the charging time, that is Tc. So by putting this, then we will get this expression, and from this we will get the expression of charging time, that is Tc, will be equal to R1 plus R2 into C, that is the capacitor value, ln of V sat plus V beta divided by V sat minus V beta. Now what we will try to do is we will replace this V beta value with the value that we have find out, that the V beta value is equal to, that is this V beta value. V beta is equal to V sat into R4 by R3 plus R4. Now we will replace this V beta value in that expression. So after replacing that V beta value here, we will get the expression that is the charging time in terms of R1, R2 and R3 and R4. Similarly, if we do the procedure for the discharging time, we will get the discharging time also, and the discharging time will be equal to the charging time. So we have the charging time, that is TC, which will be same as the discharging time. By doing the same procedure, we will get the discharging time also. So the total time period will become the twice of this value. Hence we can find out the frequency of oscillation is the inverse of the time period, which will be equal to 1 by 2 times R1 plus R2 C ln 1 plus 2 R4 by R3. And this frequency of oscillation will be the same for the output voltage also. So what we have the output voltage is switching between plus minus V sat value, and the oscillating frequency of the output voltage is 1 by 2 R1 plus R2 C ln 1 plus 2 R4 by R3. So if we see the output voltage, V output depends upon R2, only the frequency. Yes, the output voltage frequency is dependent upon R2. So first option can be correct. Second option, the output voltage is always switching between plus minus V sat, that is its amplitude is independent of the value of R2. So second option is not correct. Hence C is also not correct, D is also not correct. So we have only option A. So A is the correct answer.